Hello everyone, welcome back to the COE O Standard 1v1 tournament here at COE. And the matchup to kick off the Friday block of matches is actually going to be the last round of 16 match we've got going on due to one of the players just turning up pretty much late yesterday, give them time to bed in, get some warm up. It's going to be NINERIK on our right versus rudj on our left. He'll be there in a second.
Yep, he'll be there. Yeah, two exceptionally strong players. I mean, rudj has a lot of LAN experience. I believe he won the last iteration of Epic LAN over in the UK, right?
Oh my God, it's NINERIK versus John Cena, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah,
can't see him. He's right there. He's right there.
There
He's running
he
up.
is.
On the right side, we have rudj.
There it is. So yeah, we go. Rudj is locked in, ready to go. Yeah, you're mentioning about rudj. He's done very well in the UK lands recently. Has won one of the Epic lands, runner up in another one. Knows the LAN experience for OSU very well and has performed very well this year and multiple years before. Strong opponent here though against NINERIK, who was top 4 last year, coming back to try and make it happen this time.
Yeah, NINERIK, his skills have only increased since then. He was ranked 2 until just a day ago when a COE bed passed him again to take that back. But nonetheless, still such a strong player. And I think between these two players, we have some overlapping skill sets to talk about that really are going to, I think, define this match.
Yeah, for sure. I think both of these two are very strong on the tapping, on the speed at the moment. Not least of which, of course, NINERIK, who is so well known for being a speed demon. But rudj also has done very well when it comes to tapping maps lately, although on this pool, the tapping maps are so difficult, so high SR. I do wonder what's going to happen with those in this matchup, because you really don't want to give NINERIK any leeway on maps like that, right?
Yeah, I really doubt that rudj is going to want to pick speed in a true sense into NINERIK, but I can see him picking some other mechanically intensive stuff, especially in like the aim category, maybe some tech stuff as well. But otherwise, that speed, it's just something that NINERIK has to pick because he's one of the strongest in the world at it.
Yeah, I think so. rudj's gameplay into this, I imagine, would be to lean a lot on those mechanics picks, you know, your no-mod ones. Hidden one as well, even though it is more on the awkward side, it sits in well. And also a lot of those hard rock picks as well, which has always been his bread and butter for many years since he's been playing. That hard rock one being more of a sort of slider tech map as well, kind of throws a spanner into the works. It's not just a pure aim map on that hard rock difficulty setting. Curious to see how that goes, but certainly hard rock 2 and definitely hard rock 3 could be a good shout for him.
Yeah, and I think also kind of in the same vein, you could pick, or you could say No Mod 5 to be a decent pick for NINERIK as well, due to the finger control requirement on that map. But really, it's funny, in this map pool, you have 2 KTG-ster maps. They feel like they kind of come in a pack. If you win one of them, you're probably going to feel pretty good going into the other. But people do kind of split those 2 maps because the No Mod 5 does have a lot more finger control. Meanwhile, Gengaozo Fun, a lot more aim control, a lot more difficult snap aim and stuff. So, not necessarily the same pick, but still can kind of pair those together.
So it looks like NINERIK has won the roll, and the Protect, which is started off by rudj, is going to be that No Mod 3, so he's going to keep hold of that. Interesting choice. I think it's a pretty good choice in this one. It's I'd say it's quite contested, but No Mod ult is something that he has been able to make great use of in many of the matches I've watched.
And Eric is now going to protect DT2, sorry, Super Nuko World, that super high BPM pick. Guys, extra classic map, gonna be protected. We saw that only picked once yesterday by, I believe, Flying Tuna. Otherwise, went relatively untouched so far in this tournament.
Yeah, it's extremely fast speed and brutal speed on a very classic map, as you said. Map for the longest time was Hard Rock Farm, and here we are playing at DT here. Times are changing. That is no doubt going to be a very strong map for NINERIK, and I wonder whether he'll go straight into that or save it later on. I do feel like this match could have a lot of ebbs and flows, so, you know, making good use of those protects, whether you want to hold on to it to switch momentum if you're in a bit of trouble, could be a big point here rather than just burning it immediately on your first pick. But we'll see how these two play with that.
Yeah, momentum is such a large factor when the players have overlapping skill sets, because these guys in a normal scenario are going to be picking almost similar maps, but when going up against each other, it's really, as we just said, it's about momentum. It's about getting just a little bit more score than your opponent, who's also world class at this type of stuff. And it looks like bans are going to be coming out, so rudj going to be banning out United, another one of those very fast tapping maps. And the Nomad 5 going to be banned out by NINERIK, so maybe everything I just said about the KTG Star maps might just be wrong, so.
Well, one of them's gone, and it's okay, I'll let NINERIK off this time for banning Nomad 5, but you know. Hidden 2 and DT1 are going to be the bans from rudj, so I mean, banning the Hidden 2, I'm not surprised rudj has banned that. He's not really much for the low AR reading, and NINERIK is very strong on the AR8 Hidden. And DT1 also makes sense, get rid of the extreme speed.
Yeah, NINERIK going to ban out that Nomad 1 as well, so one fewer aim picks for rudj in this matchup. And yeah, the Hidden 2, as you mentioned, NINERIK is kind of a sleeper on some of these gimmickier maps. Not a lot of people know. Very strong on them.
Yeah, he's put a lot of time into improving on those a lot, and the results speak for themselves there. But first pick from NINERIK is going to be Hard Rock 1, Miles.
Oh my goodness. This is not what I expected to come out of NINERIK early in this match. That Amy slider tech pick that we saw played so many times yesterday. One of the hardest maps in this pool. It's just so difficult to get your footing on this. The sliders are just cross-screen jumps. It's really difficult to hit all the slider ends.
Here we go then. Kicking off COE Friday with a final round of 16 match between these two. NINERIK, top 4 last time, looking to improve on that. And rudj in his first COE, looking to make a statement here against the prime informed Norwegian.
Out of the beginning, both players finding a couple of breaks. Slight accuracy lead in favor of NINERIK. This map is kind of mid in terms of length. You have some early breaks, not doing too much to the scoreline, but still going to give an early lead over to NINERIK.
Of course, we are being on laser. The accuracy, very, very important. A couple of percent ahead can be quite a lot of score that the other person doesn't have. At the moment, though, NINERIK with that bit of combo as well, looking really good in the early runs here on this Hard Rock 1.
And as we get into this little stream section, it's really important to get this combo. It's relatively easy compared to the rest of the map, but rudj is going to find a drop, and NINERIK is just looking so good out of this section. 97.5%, 350 combo, and Rising finally does drop, but not after gaining a 70k score lead over rudj.
A little bit there for NINERIK, a bit more comfort on this one, a bit more sure on the aim on the Hard Rock 1, and going into something like this first pick, then maybe you're not quite fully adjusted to the setup yet, especially if your opponent's struggling a little bit. And I think rudj maybe into just a little bit. It seems like a pretty good time to pick this, and he's making use of it well, but a little bit of combo here for rudj, and that accuracy difference is closing in, starting to fade in a little bit now.
Oh, but he goes down. He did have an opportunity there to really reel in this score, but that break is going to halt that. And now NINERIK should be running into the ending with his first pick here.
Not too much in it though, but there's definitely a little bit more comfort right out of the gate on this one from NINERIK. So a good time to go into those contested Hard Rock picks. Brave, but it looks like it's going to pay off. First blood to NINERIK.
Absolutely. Great time to pick that for NINERIK. Almost a punish pick. You arrived here late last night. Play this difficult slider map.
Yeah, trial by fire there for rudj, but early days here in this best of 11. rudj with the next pick now in tow. We'll see what he's got for us. Of course, he has that protect Nomad 3. We'll see if he goes straight into that or saves it. But also plenty of other good picks for him. I think there's flowing maps, honestly, are going to be a decent sleeper pick for him. You know, looking at Nomad 2 and Hard Rock 3 maybe. Although picking Hard Rock 3 right after that, maybe wait a little bit on that one. Get a few
perhaps.
in.
I was actually thinking of this pick here. Nomad 1 ban from NINERIK. You just go into another difficult aim map, and nonetheless, on this NINERIK's least favorite mod, we have Hidden. Although this is, I think, both of these players' least favorite mods, so we might be in for something special here.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. rudj picking Hidden was not on my bingo card, but yeah, as you mentioned, with the the aim bans and rudj's strength on that aim, why not go into it? Why not see what happens? This is kind of an awkward aim map though. Mapped by Dectopia, who does a lot of more gimmicky stuff, does like mapping a lot of AR8. This one, not AR8 of course, but it is more about that sort of awkward, you know, linear aim, very Jones-and style I've heard it described as, and I think that's pretty apt.
Yeah, and this map is also demonic. It's just so difficult, and I've also heard this described as one of the most difficult maps in this pool. So let's see how these two players can contend with it. We're getting into it now. The players loading in.
Here we go. Hidden one. The background of all time, by the way.
True. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is the first time we've seen this map played in a match, I believe.
I think so, yeah. Actually, I'm picking it first. You know, first round out the gate. Fair play. At least we get a chance to see it in the first round. Plenty more time to see this one as well. We can chalk that one off now, though. NINERIK, I think, having a few issues at the start. Def was down to about 92 at one point. Just adjusting to that linear aim style, but definitely having a few consistency issues on this one right out of the gate. Rudj looking a bit better.
Yeah, these linear jump patterns catching out both players. So awkward, but pretty decent act lead for Rudj here, just about 2%. But he does find some breaks on those jumps, so NINERIK is going to be able to reel this one in a little bit. It's only about 15k in favor of Rudj and going quickly as NINERIK combos these jumps.
NINERIK locking in there, getting a bit of combo at the break, and they see it. Rudj with a bit of combo there as well, though, hitting a lot of that hard section. Fair play, but NINERIK coming out with his nose in front halfway through. There really is nothing in it, though. That's score difference right now, 100 points. What's that? Half a note? 100?
Yep. Oh, that break from Rudj is big. NINERIK now going to take the lead and start running away with it.
Break there. That's 2 in a combo. That's, I think, the biggest combo we've seen on this so far from either of these two. Rudj needs to respond. He's down by 20k. It's doable, but he needs to lock in on some of this ending, and it's not an easy thing to do because the ending patterns are so hard on this.
Yeah, it's just so spaced and so fast. Oh, and here we go. Here's the Kami no Kotaba, and Rudj is not hitting any notes. So NINERIK, with a 55k lead now, should be looking to close this one out for an early breakpoint.
Yeah, having a few issues at the start, but recovering on the fly, getting that combo in the middle that he needed, and that's giving him all he needed. The perfect start here for the Norwegian, taking the first breakpoint, 2-0 now here.
And another very strong start for NINERIK in this tournament. Getting that early break point so huge. He still has that protect pick in the back pocket, so now he can look to punish Rudj by picking that, go up 3-0 early.
He could do. He could go into it now, or he could still save it. We'll see if he gets stuck into some of that. In terms of like raw speed, really, there's not too much else unless he wants to go into Hard Rock 3, which is going to be a bit of a staring contest in this matchup. Maybe it's a good time to do that now he's got the momentum. Or is there something contested? Save that DT2 for another time, but we'll soon see. There's also DT3. That's very high AR, but then again, knowing Rudj, I don't think he'll mind the high AR side on that too much. Could be another tricky one.
Yeah, you can choose to either hold that DT2 over his head for another map, or you pick it now, just get up 3-0. But he is going to do so. He's going to ride off the Hard Rock 1 momentum, actually, and go for the No Mod 4. Another difficult slider aim pick, but this one in the No Mod pool.
Yes, a brutal slider tech this, with all the trimmings, one of the customs for the tournament. And it's a nasty one. Not only does it have those high SPs, but it has some crazy burst aim control in it as well, all mixed in. Of course, we're on laser, so you know, sliders are a little bit more forgiving when it comes to double sliders, but it doesn't make hacking this any easier. And that accuracy side going to be incredibly important, as we know.
Yeah, and it's really hard to get consistent accuracy on a No Mod 4 like this, just because of the slider ends, I think, especially.
Though going into the No Mod side of tech, I don't think Rudj will mind it too much. Yeah, that's it though, the Hard Rock 1 did work out well for NINERIK, but of course on the No Mod you get a bit more leniency with the bigger circle size, and the AR is still high enough to be pretty readable on that side. So ultimately this might suit Rudj a little bit better as he's bedded into his setup, but we'll soon see. NINERIK has been an absolute menace on these high-end No Mod tech maps in the past.
And every map we play, Rudj gets a little more used to this setup. We're going to see if he can manage to find his footing a little bit.
Not very long map this. Early breaks could be costly, but it's hard enough. I imagine we're going to see a few. Here we go, and immediately both players drop as the sliders turn into overdrive. But the accuracy, very slightly on the side of the Norwegian. They're fine. It's dead even going out of it.
Yeah, both players are continuously finding misses and accuracy drops here, but out of the breach, there's a little bit of an advantage on the side of NINERIK, managing to catch his bearings a little bit more. But both players managed to combo the ending of that section, 150 and 125 combo respectively. Nearing the halfway point of the map, I think this combo is going to be really decisive, and whoever breaks first is going to be really in the hole here.
Kick in there, both the players trade. So the accuracy going to benefit in NINERIK. He's got his nose in front again with that third TK. These sliders, though, do not let up. Halfway at this point. Will someone find the consistency on the aim side and make it work? NINERIK finds a drop, and rudj has a bit of combo now.
Those 1/3 patterns are so nasty. Both players finding drops on those, but rudj out of that section with a 200 combo was able to take the lead back to his side. He has about 10k of lead to play with. The accuracies are even. He just has to not fall apart, and he should be able to take this breakpoint right back.
So far so good, but 10k is a very narrow margin of victory here. Still a bit more to go. Oh, that slider though. This ending's pretty slow at this point though. I don't know how much here is going to be breakable. rudj just needs to keep his cool, and he could lock out a big breakpoint here. Doesn't really switch things up. He might just be okay.
Oh, and he absolutely needed it after that previous breakpoint. rudj is now right back in this one. Into the ending, 24k. It's a rudj breakpoint.
Stems the flow, stops the bleeding there, rudj, and that is a big point to take. Taking that Nomad 4 after losing the techie Hardock 1, the Nomad style suiting him a bit better. They looked pretty even there, but rudj with a bit more in that second half, managing to switch things up, and now he's got the pick again. Will he potentially go into his protect to get the game back even, or go into something a bit more contested here?
I think he probably will think about going for the protect here, because again, into NINERIK, it's just so difficult for him to pick, so he has to go for something strong here, I think.
I suppose it's like, depending on how this matchup goes, we could potentially see almost all the pool, if not all of the pool. Nomad 3 is the choice. It is going to be the protect for rudj to try and tie up this series. First death. This is the map of all time, a very infamous ult pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen it in every single match so far. It is just the most content Nomad 3 of all time.
Yeah.
A lot of it is dependent on who hits the chorus sections. There's 2 difficult choruses. Not to say that the bridge sections aren't difficult either, but a lot of the results of this map have to do with those first 2 key eyes. And then you have that part at like the 3/4 section that's just impossible. That if someone can manage to hit that, they usually win the map.
Yeah, that part is insane. I think I saw Fie in the Faye first match actually hit that and then break straight after, which is just okay. First match right out of the gate. I don't know how many more people are going to hit that. We'll soon see. With the players we've got, I ain't writing anything off, mate.
Yeah, first death. If you haven't watched any of the previous matches, this map, high BPM, awkward aim ult with some incredibly difficult aim control and flow aim. That is just really difficult to be consistent on. You see a lot of players break at the beginning trying to adjust to it, but people do tend to get their footing on this and get pretty consistent, get some big combos.
Yeah, this map is quite long and it does have some somewhat downtime on it, although it never really lets up with that high tempo ult style. Definitely has some big spikes though throughout that you do have to be aware of. Early on though, very even, a bit of combo for NINERIK at the start there, but nothing really to talk about there.
Yeah, really going to be waiting to see who can manage to get a big combo on this. And as I said before, it really matters a lot who's going to hit this first key eye section that we're getting into right now.
The break there from NINERIK as we get into it. rudj with a bit of combo, and he takes the lead with plenty more of this section to go.
rudj looking poised as NINERIK finds another drop. He takes the lead over. 10k about in his favor. If he can manage to hit these last few patterns, he's going to be leaving that key eye with a big combo. Looks like he does. Oh, but he finds the break right after in the section after.
The classic. Nice 4 combo there. He's going to take a nice juicy lead into the next reverse section. Oh, breaking that reverse slider gives NINERIK a bit of combo. Close that score just a tiny bit by the time the map picks up again. Still so even though between these two, and this is rudj's Protect. This is a big map for him. He's got to make it work.
And another break from NINERIK on the slower part is going to let rudj start to play with his lead a little bit. Accuracy is not really big enough of his lead to be able to take advantage of it. But this combo right now, no longer. He does find the drop. So that lead is going to be staying comfy at about 15K, but NINERIK is going to start taking it back slowly, especially as rudj finds another accuracy drop.
Here we go, round 2, the next KI. NINERIK with the combo. Can he make it work this time? No, he cannot. There's the break, followed by rudj, though. It is still in rudj's court, though, with that 5K of advantage. Barely anything. Another break there from rudj, though, and that's going to close the gap even more. NINERIK is pouncing.
He's going to jump right on that, and it looks like Doomsday, this map might just come down to that insane section, which is coming up soon.
Oh, yeah. Brace yourselves. It's happening, and it is dead even. Anyone hits this, it could just be curtains for the other.
And the accuracies are exactly even. NINERIK finds a break right before it, so now rudj going to take the lead going into the section, but he has to hold through a little bit of it. Here comes the sliders. That tells of death. Here we go.
He does not get it, but NINERIK? Oh my goodness.
God. And you can see exactly what that did for his score lead. 35K, and he is still going. NINERIK got through the impossible section, folks.
Ice in his veins there. Dead even, but no longer now. 30K is a big advantage. Still time to go. rudj is comboing. NINERIK gets the break. 30K is the time. It's going to be really close. He has to hit everything else, surely, to make it happen.
Yeah, there is 300 combo for rudj going into this ending. There's not too many notes left. If NINERIK does find a break, rudj might be able to take this back in the final sections. Okay, there's a break, but rudj breaks too. It's only 4K, but it's going to be enough for NINERIK to take the break point right back. On the last note, 2K, it's a break point. Wow.
That was an intense map right there. It's the Protect, though, going the way of NINERIK. rudj has lost his Protect, and unfortunately, he's down 2-0 now, and NINERIK still has his. But that could have gone either way. That was a proper coin flip, because they both looked dead even the whole time.
Yeah, but that is so bad for rudj. Losing that Protect pick, he got the breakpoint right back. He could have had momentum right on his side and a tie game at 2-2, but now NINERIK, the opportunity to punish, potentially with his own protected pick.
It could go straight into it. We'll see, though. You've got to give props to NINERIK, then. I think the difference there was hitting the impossible pattern. He had to hit it or he would have lost. Doing things the hard way, but fair enough. And Hard Rock 3 Miles. Talking about content, it doesn't get much more than Everything Will Freeze.
Everything Will Freeze with Hard Rock. That might be one of the content picks of all time. I mean, one of the most popular maps in the game, between one of the best speed players of all time with another very strong speed player. This one could be very, very good. 240 BPM is in both players' wheelhouse.
Yeah, this is, I think, a good map for both. I wouldn't have been surprised if this would have been a rudj pick, honestly. But the skill sets just fit both of these two to a T. We did see Hard Rock 1 go the way of NINERIK, and he did look a bit more comfortable, but that was map 1. This, of course, is the 5th map in the match now. We're a few in, and hopefully everyone's bedded in. And knowing rudj as well, Hard Rock is a very strong suit of his. The reading side should be just fine. We'll see if he can execute.
Fine. Both players catching some breaks in the beginning, but we all know this map. This map's pretty long. There's still a lot of time, a lot of note density. Over 2,000 notes in this map.
Plenty of time to go in this one. And the harder patterns to come as well. Another map where it does ebb and flow in terms of difficulty. You get some more chill parts, then some other harder parts. Those square aim patterns are definitely no slouch. There is that element of square aim as well as the streams. And stream break there for rudj. I think it was a square break from NINERIK.
Yeah, it was a square break from NINERIK. But the aim sections in the bridge are the ones that the players want to hit, because the real kicker in this map are the long streams at the end of each KI. But there goes rudj right before the first chorus, and now NINERIK with a pretty big combo lead, 250. And that's going to be really big if he can hit these streams at the end. rudj breaks there. Can NINERIK hit the long streams?
So far, so good. A little bit more there. Gets a break right on the end of them, but NINERIK hitting so much of those streams. is going to be worth its weight in gold for him. Rudj with a few breaks there, going to be on the back foot early on.
The accuracy as well for NINERIK. Big advantage for him here. 98.7 going into the halfway point of the map. Rudj 3% behind.
When it comes to high-speed tapping, NINERIK is one of the greatest ACK players when it comes to this style, and that is going to be so useful for him in this tournament. 99% on that OD10, looking real good. He does get the break, but you can see the difference. 94 to 98 is a huge gap.
Yeah, especially in laser scoring. You can see what that does for him. Not necessarily a massive combo lead forever in this map for NINERIK, but the accuracy itself basically fueling that 90k lead as Rudj continues to struggle on these long streams and NINERIK shreds them. It's a 6% accuracy lead now going into the break, and that is a 120k score lead, and he is going to look to coast into the ending of this one, Dooms.
NINERIK looking so much more comfortable on this one. Picking another hard rock pick into a strong hard rock player, and once again, making it work so well. You have the ending patterns to go. We'll see if anyone can hit the streams at the end, because looking at that score gap, I think NINERIK has got this one sealed to deliver already at this point. Another great pick into hard rock for him. But how far can he take this run? Still 98.5, and the combo game is strong.
Yeah, and he is still holding on to a pretty big combo going into this last PI section here. 550 with the good accuracy, but it's time for the part, Dooms. Let's see if he can manage to hit the hardest stream in this map.
Here we go. Rudj gets the break. NINERIK's comboing. He's still comboing. And he's still going.
He's going.
So close, but what an attempt again from NINERIK. 98% going into it. What a play here from NINERIK. What a score.
Yep, number 3 player in the world showing off his strength there. And that is a statement play right there. He held that 98 ACK all the way through, and that is a map that you do not want to play against NINERIK.
No. Of course, you know, with this tournament being on that same pool all the way through, if NINERIK can seal this one out, he can, you know, other players are going to be looking at that and thinking, oof. That map's been a very popular one. We've seen it quite a few times. Might be thinking twice against NINERIK in the future. But it's not over yet. Rudj with the next pick in tow. He hasn't got his Protect anymore, but he still has some decent maps on the board. I still reckon that No Mod 2 Flow Aim could be pretty good for him. It's on the lower BPM side, a bit more control on that one. Some of those 1/3s as well. If he wanted to get stuck into that No Mod 3, which looks so close, maybe that could benefit him pretty well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's just not too many picks left in this pool, and I think this is the benefit of having a tournament with such a small map pool. Because if the match gets close, you start seeing the pool get whittled down very quickly, and we already only have No Mod 2, Hidden 3, HR2, DT2, but we are getting Let's Jump from Rudj. I was thinking of this as maybe a potential pick for him, but this is, again, just such a contested skill set between the two. I mean, both players with incredible flow aim, both players with the ability to read the AR 10.7, but are they going to manage to find their comfort on this?
Well, we'll soon see. I mean, I reckon this is probably the hardest map in the entire pool. Let's Jump DT is demon. And as you mentioned, I reckon the reading side will be fine. It's about the spacing and the patterning and the execution. And on super high SR, it's hard to bet against NINERIK.
Yeah, and you know, this map, it has follow point streams.
Yeah, proper streams. You need follow points or it ain't a stream.
For real.
Yeah. But Rudj hedging his bets on it. Again, when it comes to high AR, like this sort of thing, he is very comfortable on that. And perhaps it's the, you know, perhaps it's that level of comfort. But we'll soon see. We'll soon see. He's the one going into it. Surely he knows what he's doing with that. It's also very long. One of the longest maps in the pool, even with DT. It's 7 minutes no mod. You're looking at about 4 minutes or so with DT. You've got to be consistent on it as well as having the ability to play this sort of thing at all.
Yeah, I'm just realizing I'm looking at this DT pool. It's just a 2015 Hard Rock player's dream. Look at this Hard Rock pool, or this DT pool.
It is. That entire DT pool was, you know, a few years ago, all like sort of high-end Hard Rock at one point.
Yeah,
not
too
anymore.
long.
Yeah. Players just getting set up in the lobby, I think, getting a few things going. But I think we're just about to get stuck in
There we go.
It's a big point here for rudj. If he loses this one, he goes down to a match point situation with NINERIK's Protect in tow. But let's see. An incredibly brutal map. High scores on this are going to be at a premium, even for this pool. This is nasty. The two players very well set on high AR reading. We'll see if they can execute.
Yeah, as you mentioned, NINERIK has done a great job holding on to that Protect. He's been holding it above rudj this entire match. So it's really do or die for him right now. You don't want to go into Super Nuka World at match point.
Here we go. The flow aim starting to kick in. It's all about that flow aim. There isn't too much on the wiggle snap on this. A little bit here and there. Lots of variable spacing as well in the streams you have to manage and adjust to.
An early break did come out from rudj, so NINERIK is going to have some early combo to run away with here.
The map isn't quite picking up into full gear yet. NINERIK does get the drop as well just before, so rudj can try and claw that back a bit just before those spacing streams come in.
He does drop some Mac, but he manages to hold on. Accuracy lead not too pronounced in favor of NINERIK, but that combo lead from rudj is going to start to pull this one back, but he does find the drop. So NINERIK safe for now, with now combo and accuracy lead on his side. He'll be looking to get into this first difficult space stream section with a lead, and here we go into the follow point streams. Who can hold on?
Both players have got the start, so no combo going into it, but can someone find combo in, through it? NINERIK right now with 100 combo gets the break, but 100 combo through that, that's no joke. Score lead though going to be pretty even, relatively even. 30k, a decent lead for NINERIK, but not too much. But again, the accuracy coming into play. NINERIK not dropping many notes in that and coming out of that with 98% still miles. That's very good.
Yeah, as we've been mentioning, NINERIK, one of the best accuracy players in the world, especially on DT. Few can really do it like him when he is in his strong place.
These jumps coming in, both players getting caught out by them. It's only going to benefit NINERIK, who has 50k now in his back pocket. Bit more of this hard part to go, and then the map slows down. But it looks like NINERIK's going to be looking pretty peachy here on this one so far.
And then into another slower section. The beginning of the song is going to repeat. We're going to get some long, slow sliders and this long break here. It's just about even in terms of combo, but the accuracy, again, 4% in favor of NINERIK. 64k of score lead. It's already looking very good for him.
The ending patterns are even harder than the ones we just saw, so rudj is going to have to do something very special here to pull this one back, but he's been here before. He's been here before. In terms of like LAN tournament players making big comebacks. This would be a big one though.
Yeah, against a player like NINERIK. They're good players in the UK, but you might not have him there.
Lining in for the next set of space streams. NINERIK just needs to keep his cool and really keep hold of his accuracy. Here we go. rudj with 500 combo. Can he make something happen here?
It's do or die. He does find the break though. NINERIK had given him the break he needed during the slow section before this section, but not able to convert on it. The space stream's too difficult. You can see that wiggle in the top left, so brutal.
Finally attempt though, he hit quite a lot of that stream section, rudj, but he needed more than that. He needed a miraculous run through it, and unfortunately it's not going to happen. NINERIK does get the break there, and rudj has another bit of combo, but I don't think it's going to be enough for him. A brave pick once again, but it looks like NINERIK is going to be in a match point situation. He's still got Super Nuka World, and he's still got a big lead here right now. But rudj, he's under pressure. NINERIK probably not feeling the pressure right now because he is looking really good. Well, honestly, nice score from both. Both players going to get 600k on this is no slouch. But 97%, wow.
Yeah, that's incredible stuff from NINERIK. Another map that not many players in this tournament will not want to face NINERIK on. And now, as we mentioned, Super Nuka World right up next, I think.
It's got to be, right? Just land the killing blow, possibly. We'll soon see, though. It's still, there's still strat in case, you know, a big comeback. That DT2 could be just coming to stem any sort of comeback. That's what's going to happen. No mod 2. Super Nuka World is going to stay on the bench for now, as NINERIK is going to try and finish this game off with one of the originals of the pool, Whispers of the Deserted by Zenjis. Some flow aim again.
Yeah, perhaps not wanting to show his hand on Super Nuka World if he doesn't have to.
I mean, let's be real. I don't think anyone's going to be picking Super Nuka World against NINERIK whether he plays it or not. But you know, just to be sure, doesn't want to waste that first play. You know. I still think that this map is one that rudj can do some very good work on. Another contested one, but when you are this far ahead, you have insurance to go into picks like this and try and make it work. We'll soon see though. rudj fighting for his life in this tournament now on NINERIK's pick.
Yeah, this Nomad 2, not your usual Nomad 2. It's mapped by rudj, mapper most here would probably know for his tech maps. And you can see that reflected a little bit in this map. You could already see the difficult cuts. It almost feels like a tech map in some places.
Yeah, the control on these flow aim patterns is a big part of it. It's not just pure spacing. A lot of Axel D-cells and some 1/3 ult sections come into it as well. You need so much comfort on the flow aim style to deal with this. It ain't no farm map, that's for sure.
But once again, I think the story of this match has been the accuracy, and look at NINERIK's ACK, 99.68 coming out of that first section. Even if he did find a combo drop, that is feeding his lead so much. It's a 5% accuracy lead compared to rudj. Even getting into the 1/3 section, he's still hitting all 300s. How can this guy tap this consistently?
This is getting kind of ridiculous. That ult section not phasing the Norwegian here. rudj dropping some 100s, he's still on 93%. But what can you do against this, Miles? This is absurd from NINERIK.
Just unbelievable stuff. 99.73. We've seen people combo through that section before, but not with that accuracy. But NINERIK gonna find a break during this lower section, dropping that ACK down to still incredibly strong 99.2.
There's a bit of combo here for rudj though. He's got to make up 100k, but it is a big mountain to climb. But can he make it work? Locking on the flow aim. No, he does not. It gets the break on one of those stacks. Dealing with those wiggles well, but it's not enough.
Yeah, he really needed to hold through this section playing with that accuracy deficit, or he needed to see chain misses from NINERIK, and those just aren't coming. More breaks come out from both players. Ascending section is just ridiculous.
Still 98.6 for NINERIK. What are you doing, man? The high spacing there, both players do get a break on it. rudj hits the end of it, but it might just be too little, too late. A valiant attempt here by rudj. He does get the point, but he's not going to be getting the win.
Yeah, NINERIK just having a really good time on this map pool. He had so many picks to play with. His accuracy was stellar throughout, and we have our final winner in the round of 16, NINERIK.
Very well played here from NINERIK. Another great performance to kick off his COE. Unfortunately, this will be the end of the line for rudj. Great attempt, though. Well played, man. Would you like to take a seat?
Yeah, sure. Take a seat.
Oh.
All right.
Let's make room. Hang on. Let's get the pushes out of the way.
Yep, got a mic there? Yep. It's not on. Right, give me that. Let's flip it on.
Okay, hello. Yeah, so that was a good match. Definitely had some issues with my tapping. That Hard Rock 3 was not my best score. But no, even though I lost this match, I'm still very happy to be here. I just arrived, so if I know you or I don't know you and you want to say hi, please come up to me. And I wish NINERIK the best of luck in the rest of the bracket. Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, man. First of all, it's great to have you out here at COE. It's absolutely brilliant to see you. And I say, well played in that matchup. Nice steal on the Nomad 4. Stealing that break point was pretty huge. And honestly, really well played considering, you pretty much just turned up and already playing like that. But fair play to you, man.
Yeah, I was a little jet lagged, but I mean, I wasn't too unhappy with how I performed. NINERIK also had an issue with sleep that we discussed before the match, but yeah, no, it was a good game. I'm really grateful to be here and qualify. I'm very happy to qualify. Yeah.
Nice one. Well played. Okay, I suppose maybe we can get Mr. NINERIK over for a few words. Would you want to pop over? Why not? Getting stuck in here. Our victor in the last match of the round of 16. Mr. Eric.
Hi.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm
well
sitting
played.
on a microphone.
Oh, that's probably not worth.
That's where it was.
Hi. I'm doing good. Yeah, dude, that was amazing. That was really fun. It's amazing to be back at COE. I'm extremely excited. And that scoreline, 6-1, that's lying. That's cap. That was way too close to be 6-1. Rudj is amazing, amazing player, and I wish him the absolute best. Thanks for the good match, man.
Yes, you very well played in that one. We saw quite a few different skill sets come out from you as well then. You're shining on them all. Of course, notice,
I was very surprised to have won that hidden one in No Mod 3 because originally I actually wanted to ban them both. But he protected No Mod 3 and that kind of made me a little nervous. Very bad at alt maps, so I was kind of lucky.
Yeah, so taking that protect was a big part in that. It was so close though. It was a toss-up. But
Really
like
close.
It's the fact that you had to hit the impossible pattern to win that point, which
I
was
know,
pretty crazy.
I know.
That was
And I
nuts.
did.
That was nuts, man.
Yeah, well played, sir. Noticed as
Thank
well
you.
you've haven't had to reveal your hand there with your protect, but of course we'll see how we go in the next matchups.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick it next match. I really wanted to try No Mod 2, so
Fair play, anyways. Well
good,
played,
man.
sir.
Thank you, man.
Good luck in the next
Great
matchups
match.
Thank
later
you.
on.
Thank you.
And that's NINERIK. And that is going to be our round of 16. That is the conclusion. We've got our final 8 set. The stats are available on the main spreadsheet if you want to go check that out, see how your favorite players have been doing. And I guess our next match, I believe that's going to be at 13, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, with the very first one of the quarterfinals at 13 local time. And that is going to be I'm a Fancy Lad taking on a Secret Box.
Ooh. 2 mouse players again.
Yeah. The mouse duel. We're going to have to lose one of them, sadly. Quite a good turnout of mouse players, to be fair. There's quite a few in the top 16, which you'd love to see. We are going to be losing one later on, though. That should be a proper barnstormer. But you got a bit of time to head out, grab some food, grab yourself a coffee. Do we need to do? Have a go in the arcade. Why not? Play some Groove Coaster. It's pretty cool. And we'll see you back here in about 45 minutes or so for the start of the quarterfinals. Stay tuned.